We're a family farming business at Pye up in the Riverland, and we're moving to an ecologically farming process where we use the best practices and science available to ecologically manage our orchard, to minimise the impact on the environment and to produce a superior tasting, healthy fruit, which ensures sustainability of our orchard and the product, and ensures our land's in a better state when we finish farming than when we started farming, so the next generation can continue on farming as well. So we're trying to ensure our future as farmers and provide a better product to our customers.
We choose to grow our fruit in an eco-friendly manner to have a lesser effect on the environment and have a more sustainable farming experience. We believe by using less chemicals and promoting healthy bugs and beneficial bugs within our patch, we can farm more sustainably with less impact on the fruit, and it will produce a better tasting fruit in the long run.
We have an orchard at New Residence that we've been operating for 22 years. Right from the very beginning, we've operated it in an environmentally friendly way, not using any toxic insecticides or miticides, and preserving as much of the natural vegetation that remains on the property as possible, and even trying to improve it if we can. We get a lot of benefits from the natural vegetation with naturally occurring beneficial insects, birds, bats, reptiles, those sorts of things that help to keep our orchard clean of pests, as well as introducing some of the beneficial insects that we produce ourselves in our insectary at Loxton. As well as that, we try and keep the ground covered, or the soil covered, with vegetation. So we grow grasses and herby plants up the middles of our rows all year round, and we slash them from time to time. When we slash, we move the slashings underneath the tree, so we help build our organic matter in our soils, and we also try and keep some vegetation growing on our headlands, so we try and minimise the erosion from both wind, water and tractors and things like that. We believe the soil to be our most important part of our property, and we need to maintain it or try and improve it as best we can. Operating in this way, we're not organic, but we try as much as possible to look after the environment, have fruit that has no pesticide residues in it, and we think we can continue to operate and produce fruit like this in an indefinite manner and not impact adversely to the environment that's close by.
My name's Peter Miller. We grow about 8 hectares of citrus in Loxton North. I'm a second generation fruit grower. My father started this property as a war settler, and so I've carried on for about 30 years fruit growing, and feel quite passionate about the environment and healthy products. So I think we have been doing this for a number of years already, in using IPM practices and chemicals that are soft on the environment. I think it's important that for the next generation that we have healthy soils and healthy environment, and it's the way to go for the future.
Hi, I'm Peter Hill. I'm a citrus grower. I've been growing citrus for about 27 years. I'm a family farmer. My wife and I have got 3 children, and we love growing citrus. Yeah, we've been working closely with a group of growers and P. Costies on an eco-citrus project over the last probably 12 months now. And so what we're trying to do is grow better citrus, use nature, the benefits of nature. We regularly monitor all of our patches for pests and diseases, and we also regularly introduce beneficial insects. They're natural predators and keep our pests checked so they don't do the damage that they could do if we didn't do that. Yeah, so I think we really see this as a positive way for the future. I think we'll have a safer working environment for our workers. We'll have safer fruit for consumers, better tasting fruit, and hopefully one day when maybe my son might take over, the property will be in better condition environmentally. We'll have a more sustainable property. We won't need to use harsh chemicals to keep pests and disease out. We'll have the property hopefully in balance.
I guess we're trying to be environmentally friendly and build the soils up, and that'll do the trees good. We're doing things to build up the soil carbons, which in turn reduces our fertiliser applications.
Our family's been producing citrus for roughly 30 years now, and we've always grown the best fruit we can in a sustainable fashion, but fresh care seemed to be the way to go, so now we're leaning towards that way. Even though we've been growing in a sustainable fashion for years now, with fresh care we can prove to the customer that we are doing everything we can to produce the best fruit for their health and for the health of the land, and we hope to continue to do that into the future. I think synthetic chemicals is not really the way to go into the future, and I don't think our land can take much more of it, so we're going to continue to go in the direction that we have been going, and I can foresee good results.
Eco citrus to me is just seeing the sustainability of the soil and everything. So growing eco citrus is, I feel, is picking the future for the environment and our future generations. So we want to also see if we can achieve better taste in fruit, which is probably whether it's been done before, but we'll give it a go, and hopefully we can get better taste and get it better for the consumers.
My name is DLG Sengera and I'm from Loxton, and I joined the Fresh Care program this year, and I believe that way I can use less chemical. That's good for the health and good for the environment as well.
I'm Sam Lloyd and this is my brother Matt. We're family farmers and we've been farming at LD Lloyd & Sons since 1953 when our grandfather Les originally bought the property. It's been a long time that we've been doing it for, and we've been looking at ways to improve the way we do it and the ecological methods. Australian Eco Citrus is giving us an opportunity to grow and prosper in a farming method that we enjoy and look forward to doing. We've actually been managing the place since 2004 along with our mother Betty, and it's been something we've been passionate about. We're looking at ways to improve the health of our soil and our land and look after the environmental aspects of our property and surrounding areas, and Australian Eco Citrus is providing us methods and the tools to do this.
My name's Mark McLean. Our family business is Riverhaven Enterprises. We grow citrus, olives and also have a pig farm. My family's been farming here for over 50 years on this one section of land near the River Murray. Sustainable farming is very close to our heart. My grandfather moved up here from the city nearly 60 years ago, and My father's farmed here ever since. I'm hoping to apply sustainable citrus principles to our growing systems so that we can have healthy fruit as well as preserve the soil and water for future generations. Some of the environmental principles we've applied for a couple of decades on our farm have been using integrated pest management, where we try and use beneficial pests to control problem bugs on the fruit, and this is a good way of working in conjunction with the environment and protecting the natural species and predators. We also like to use natural manures and compost to try and grow our crops using less fertiliser, and we've found animal manures to be very effective doing that for many years, and our intention is to try and have a sustainable business where we minimise our carbon impact on the environment, but also provide long-term sustainable farming systems. In the end, it's about providing the consumer with a product they enjoy and has good flavour and taste, but also is sustainable in the long term, and hopefully the consumer will support our business as we'll try to support their needs.
The insectary where we produce aphitis wasps, which are a major controlling agent for red scale. Red scale is one of the key pests of citrus. This insectary has been operating since 1971, producing parasites for the citrus industry in the southern citrus growing districts of the Riverland, Sunraysia, Riverina, and more recently in Western Australia around the Perth district. And growers release this into their crops as part of their main controls for red scale rather than using chemicals alone. So we can probably show you now some parasites in this jar as a close-up, and then some of the parasites laying their eggs or attacking the scale on some citrus fruit. In this jar there's something like 500,000 parasites. It'd be enough to treat about 20 hectares of citrus. And growers would do this several times a year in conjunction with some oil sprays to control red scale where it gets out of control. Oil will be used in conjunction with the parasites to try and avoid the use of any toxic sprays. These parasites are only about 1 millimetre long. They lay their eggs inside the scale. A maggot then hatches, kills the scale by consuming the scale contents, and then emerges as another wasp to continue the process. This parasite just here is actually backing into that scale and laying an egg in underneath the scale cover. As I explained before, that egg will then hatch into a maggot, it'll kill the scale and then emerge as another wasp. When we're in full production, we can produce 18 to 20 of these jars every 5 days. So we can cover approximately 300 to 400 hectares every 4 to 5 days with each batch.
We also make our own composted pig manure on our property by reusing animal wastes. We process the product over a period of 3 months and turn it until we get quite a friable fertiliser that's sustainable, it's organic, and it offers good moisture retention in the soil, so we save moisture and irrigation. It also is a slow release fertiliser and very sustainable for growing agricultural crops. As time goes on, you'll see that the composts change. They break down and become very quite like a potting mix, and we get to the point that we can heat them up ready for sale. We sell it to growers who want to grow with this kind of production, as well as we use it on our own property. So over here there's some that's ready for sale, and which actually is a great product. We find we get lots of beneficial bacteria in the soil and encourages worms, and also helps the trees grow. So that's our little sustainable loop.